Welcome to this edition of Tour Confidential on Golf.com. I'm Jessica Marksbury, joined in our New York City studio by Golf Magazine contributor Josh Sens and Sports Illustrated's Alan Shipnuck via Skype. Well, the back-to-back men's and women's U.S. Opens are now in the books. Michelle Wie won her very first major at Pinehurst No. 2 over the weekend, but she may have been upstaged by a very charming 11-year-old named Lucy Lee. Alan, my question is for you, who had the better week, Michelle Wie or Lucy Lee?
Well, I was jealous watching Lucy eat all that ice cream, but Michelle finished her week drinking beer out of the trophy, so I think we have to give the edge to Michelle Wie ever so slightly. I mean, Lucy was, as you say, quite a little charmer. Her outfits were straight out of toddlers and tiaras. It's a little over the top. That's okay. She pulled it off.
She's a child, Alan. That's what she likes to wear.
I mean, I have a 10-year-old daughter. I won't let her out of the house and stuff like that. But that's okay. You know, everyone's different. It was she added a lot of sparkle to the early part of the week. But I'm quite sure that this Open will be remembered for Michelle Wie's victory.
Do you agree, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, 14 years in the waiting, this coronation for Wie, despite, you know, Lucy being of Garanimal's age and everything like that and wearing those cute outfits, you got to give it to Wie. I mean, her quest for that began before Lee was even born, right?
I have to say I'm a little jealous of how Lucy Lee performed, though. Back-to-back 78s on a golf course that tough. I was a skeptic coming into that championship, thinking of an 11-year-old competing against adults, but I have to say I now count myself as a believer. She earned it.
And maybe being so young that she's impervious to the pressure. She doesn't know where she is quite yet. And there was so much talk before the Open that Pinehurst was going to devour the best women out there, and it didn't. I mean, it played about as we expected it to play for the men, closer to even par.
Well, let's look ahead to this week's PGA Tour event at Congressional. Tiger Woods returning to competitive golf this week after sitting out for a few months, having back surgery, recovering from that. Alan, what are your expectations for Tiger this week?
Well, I hope he can make it through 2 rounds intact. That'll be a victory. You know, the word out at Congressional is the rough is about 5 inches deep, and you know, every time Tiger wrenches a shot out of the weeds, you know, we're all going to be looking to see for a grimace or any of those telltale signs. But given that he just started hitting full shots a few weeks ago, you know, if he makes a cut, that's probably a victory. You know, Tiger has spoiled us. We're used to him just showing up and automatically contending. I think this is a different kind of recovery, and it's going to take him longer to play his way into shape. So I don't think the scores really matter. It's just good for him to be out there between the ropes and, you know, start trending in the right direction.
There's no doubt that Tiger must be ready to come back. I, for one, can't imagine that he's already in competitive shape. It seems just way too soon after having a surgery like that, but apparently if Tiger says he's ready and he's going to play.
Well, so many questions, and you know, I think the only thing we can expect from Tiger is platitudes at the press conference. Other than that, who knows what's going to happen on the course? I don't think that, you know, the problems Tiger had prior can be fixed in surgery. He's been having some swing problems. He's been hitting it wild, and I think we can expect a sharper short game. He's had a lot of time to work on that. But like Alan, I don't expect him to do much beyond possibly contend or make the cut.
Well, it's certainly a week we've been looking forward to for quite some time now, just about 3 months in fact. Tiger Woods returning to competitive golf this week at Congressional. Alan, Josh, thank you so much for your time and insight. And thank you all for joining us on Tour Confidential on Golf.com. We'll see you next week.